Hello, hello. I'm still setting it up. Welcome to the Captain Marek dev stream. It's me, Captain Marek, and Captain Boba. Right here, ready for some industry building. Welcome everyone, and welcome everyone who's watching recording as well. And today we have some big plans. We have big plans because we are gonna build a nuclear power plant, hopefully. And hopefully not gonna cause any accidents in the process. Let me know if you can hear me well and all that jazz. And let's get started. Before we get to building nuclear, I guess we're gonna get the rain now. I want to quickly motivate the reason why. The reason why is this big hole. That's our coal mine. And it's running out quite quickly. And in fact, I can even see that it's already blocked our iron ore access, which is already a problem. So before even explaining any further, let me quickly rescue iron ore operations. And perhaps, yeah, what do we do about that real quick? I have this extra crew, which is currently pretty far away, but there's no other choice, right? We have to do this. Then, perhaps here. Yeah, we have this extra mining crew, which is actually our backup coal mine, which is right here. And we used to, first of all, make more space for the settlement, since this is all abandoned now. We used to have a factory on top, now we don't. And the coal's running out so fast, I'd rather have a backup coal mine than run out of coal. Turns out that our primary coal causes even more problems by digging access to the... Oh yeah, they're all... The trucks cannot reach. Fortunately, we do have still some extra, so it just happened. I just caught it. It probably just happened, in the pre-stream, when the stream was running and waiting. So I'm glad I just noticed. But as you can see, this hole is getting pretty significant. And while there is still some coal left, especially in this area, which is a little hard to get to, but it's possible. It's running out pretty fast, and I don't think we can keep up this this tempo. So I think we need to seriously start doing something about it. And the best thing to do about it is, well, either go full solar, which is pretty tough, which we do out also, by the way. Without the solar, we would already been in huge trouble. We already have 200 solar panels, which in sunny day, maybe half of our production is actually served, or maybe a third. But on non-sunny days, it's not as good. You can see over time, we are steadily increasing. We are about 25 megawatts on average per year. So maybe a quarter of our production. Yes. So, but solar, it takes a lot of maintenance. It's, when you want to scale electricity, solar is not a good way. It takes a lot of space. It takes a lot of materials to produce. So nuclear is going to be the answer. So that's what you're going to do. I can see Copa in the chat. He's watching stream on iPad while playing Captain Marek on my laptop. Well, that's the way. That's the only way. Good job. Yeah. Do you also play Armageddon map or some other map? It's I will need to go lower, I think, with this mine. The only trouble is when you go lower, you can trap your excavators, and that's a little tricky to do. So I think I will maybe a little flat area here, maybe 3 by 3. Then let's go down. Be like this. And make a little emergency, not emergency, but a little extra space in case they need that. Make this wider. Oh, this should have been flat, actually. Yeah, like that. Just in case they get trapped by digging this, we'll see. Also, that's coal. We have some warnings. So first warning is about the coal. That's all right. Water is getting low. I don't care too much about these pumps. There are some extra pumps giving some water to farms. Yeah, these haul trucks are struggling to find because we are waiting for our excavator crew, which is rolling right here slowly. So the advantage of mega excavators is obviously they mine like 3 times faster than normal excavators. The disadvantage is they are fairly slow to move around. So if you need to move your mines, that's it could take considerable amount of time. Especially we are going from, you know, here to there. That's maybe a quarter of a map or half of the map distance. So that's gonna take a while. So medium excavators could be perhaps a better choice for this, like a nimble crew that can do some emergency jobs, but I think we are already past that. We no longer have tier 2 excavators. And Daryl is joining us. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on which side of the globe you are at. I've been also concreting roads a little bit, or using cobblestone for roads, so you can kind of see roughly where the roads are, even though the trucks can ignore them most of the time. So if I really want to force them on the roads, I would need to build some barriers. This is one of the pieces is missing. I can just put a cobblestone there. We have some from last time. We have some golden statue of maintenance, which looks pretty nice. This truck is struggling to find destination to the furnace. Out of all the things, why would you want to go to furnace? That's strange. Isn't everything connected by conveyor belt here? I guess, I mean, this is surely not necessary to be serviced by cars. So it's all right. Yeah, fortunately, actually, we have a lot of recycling, so our iron ore usage is not as big as it used to be. Actually, it went down, I think, which is actually a good thing to check. I'm claiming here big claims that iron ore consumption went down. So I can look at iron ore, look at long term. Right. Kind of. Not crazy, but I guess it also depends on how much we're using in the factory. But the reason I was trying to claim this is that we have iron scrap and we are using a lot of it. As you can see, maybe even on the max. More and more scrap every year gets used and recycled. And I even have some edicts to help with this. I do have recycling increase 1, 2, 3, so that's total, I believe it's somewhere here, 80%. 80% of our iron used in maintenance and labs and settlement gets recycled, which is pretty neat. Lots of resources coming back. You can see the conveyor of iron scrap coming back. Since last time I've also added this gold furnace. Basically, it's just the gold scrap. We have very, very little gold scrap, but there's some from the labs, because the labs are using lab equipment which requires electronics, which has some little gold in it. So very little gold. Not sure if you can even spot any. Oh, here, 1 gold. I just saw it. Just one little gold scrap pile went in. There's one more here. Yes. Very, very little gold scrap. I didn't even make storage for this. Maybe I should make storage for gold here. There's not too much space. I can make a little storage here. Just to store some... So store the gold here. Make it on empty. Because our, you know... I didn't want to ship the scrap all the way to our gold furnace, you know, just to smelt it. Because gold doesn't require anything else, it's just scrap. It's a very clean process. No need for the shipping back and forth. Alright, what else is problematic here? Here we have no mine. Oh, this is our secret project here. Oh, secret project is going pretty well. Secret project. Let's keep on doing it. Our secret little crater access project. I'm not sure if I would recommend doing this, but I guess I'm doing it because I just want to try how it, if it's possible, to make this sloped, because it's like a big sloped ramp all the way down the crater. But the problem is that, first of all, this excavator, it's mining fairly slowly. And second of all, sometimes it mines the wall, and the huge land, you can see landslides here, basically buries everything. And you have to rescue the excavator manually usually if that happens, because usually those landslides are really big. So it's alright, there's no rush. No rush. You can see we have somebody from Texas. They're all from Texas. It's afternoon there. Yeah, that's right. Afternoon in Texas. I'm on the West Coast, so I have a morning still. I've decided to use this time for streaming because I think it's the most friendly time for most people. And I'm sorry for all who are from, I guess, Asia and Australia, because I know this time is not friendly, but then it's good for Europe and good for US, at least big parts of US. So yeah, it's hot, right? Yeah, here it's hot too. We have some heat wave. Like, we were nearly even turning on the AC. Eventually I just sweated out, I guess. But it's like AC in October, that's weird. Climate's gone crazy. Maybe we should do more nuclear in the real world to prevent the coal burning power plants, huh? What a tangent. Let's build some nuclear, guys. That's gonna save us. Well, talking about nuclear, well, I've already drafted a big portion of it, and I would like to go with you how to build it, you know. In real life, building nuclear, obviously, way more complicated than this, but I think in the game it slightly reflects the complexity a little bit compared to, for example, coal, which you just, you know, burn and you get steam and you're done. Here you have to have, you know, all of this to be able to supply fuel for nuclear power plants. So that's a little more involved than just burning coal. However, the amount of energy you can get from uranium is you know, crazy compared to coal. It's uncomparable. So how it works? I'll slowly go through with you on the build, how I designed it. I haven't built a nuclear power plant for years, actually. I didn't even remember what was the optimal. I don't even know what's the optimal best build. So maybe you guys have a better build. So this is what I come up with before the stream when I was designing it this morning. And I think it's all right. So first we have to import uranium. We currently don't have uranium on the map. You might ask why we don't have uranium on the map as a mineable resource. Well, I can tell you because I was there when this was decided. The reason is that basically we didn't get to it. We didn't get to making it. We didn't have the right textures for the terrain. And then we thought also that forcing you to import something, at least in the end game, would be interesting thing. However, I think we are not married to it. Maybe we can have some maps where uranium is. Maybe actually the center of a crater would be a great place for uranium, which is like super hard to get to. You want to import for sure instead, but yeah, we didn't get to it. So it's not that we never gonna do it, but for now we import it. So on the map, I have this uranium mine. I've already repaired it. I've even made one upgrade, and it's already mining slowly. So the easiest thing to do is to just make a ship and import uranium. That's going to be this part. Let me quickly, before I continue, just check what's going on here. I think we are having some issues with excavators digging themselves in. A little unfortunate. Actually, instead of this, let's make sure this is clean. Yeah, having 2 tiles wide is not good because when landslide happens, it prevents them from going through. So when you use mega excavators, I recommend at least having 3 tiles wide. Or here, actually, even worse. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. They totally block themselves somehow. Oh, yes. All right. Well, we're just going to do this. Or did I actually scrap it? Did I not meant to scrap this vehicle? Sorry. I just meant to click on rescue. Oh, can I not cancel that? I wonder. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna have Heroes of Unity. I'm just gonna do this. I was expecting this gonna happen. So once they're gonna start from here, then they're never gonna get stuck. So hopefully this is doing fine. Yes. All right, back to uranium. I think. Yeah, back to uranium. So we imported. I have a little storage here for the ore, just to see if the ships are keeping up without clicking on the port. Then let me build this ramps immediately, because otherwise they cannot go over the ghosts even. Then the first thing is to crush it. So simple crusher, crush uranium ore. So I can unpause that, and I have a little storage after that where I can store uranium ore crushed, just to see again how things are progressing. Now, when I'm designing a complicated bit like this, I like to usually start from the end and kind of see what happens. So when I was designing this, I basically took an assembly. So I took a plan. It needs uranium fuel. Okay, that's clear. So I have uranium rod, right? And I decided, all right, so for this, I need 3 enriched uranium. So enriched uranium comes from centrifuge. And it needs 3, and this is 0.75, so I need 4 of these for one of assembly. So I have here 2 groups of 4, which is basically for 2 assemblers to get the right ratio. And then this needs 2 things. Hydrogen fluoride, that one is very easy to do. That one is very easy, just mix acid with some rocks. You're gonna get it, so that we don't need to worry about that. And also the ratio is like, you don't even need full machine here. It's 1 machine is plenty. But then we have yellow cake. Yellow cake is the interesting part. Yellow cake is made, and I can take it up here. Yellow cake is from the crushed uranium ore leached with acid. And that one, you can see it takes 9. And our 4 machines each take 4.5, so we need 2 yellow cake producers to be able to do this. And each yellow cake settling tank needs 18 crushed uranium ore. And crushing is just 1-to-1. That's simple. So we actually need 18 is for 1 machine. So if we want to have 2, we're gonna have to have 36. At the beginning, I'll do that. Maybe eventually we will not need as much. We'll see. So for now, I need 36. If any more, I have to upgrade mine or find another one. Right. So basically, that's that. It's not that complicated. So it's basically leach it in settling tank, enrich it in enrichment plant, and then construct the cells. Now, that's, I would say, one part of the thing. We have some waste products, which currently I'm just storing. So that's depleted uranium. We can use it later. For now, there is no use for it. So I have storages here. I can also dump it on the terrain, by the way, but I intended to use it later. So I'm storing it. And then we're gonna get spent fuel, which we're gonna store in long-term storage here. And eventually we're gonna process that too, but currently we don't have the technology to do that. So we're just having a waste storage here. I'm gonna slowly start building up. So first, I think, yeah, so it's gonna be the, maybe we can stop these. Enrichment. Need to make sure that the conveyor belts are properly enabled. Then maybe one storage is plenty. Then the fuel cell production. And then we have the... So acid, we need lots of acid actually. And we need for the leaching of the crushed uranium ore, and we also need it for the hydrogen fluoride, which is here. So I decided to mix it on site. So I'm going to import sulfur and mix the acid on site. So that's this part of the... I have a storage here again to see the status. Sulfur, actually, interestingly enough, I don't think we have too much of. We are recovering sulfur from exhaust here, which is currently fairly empty. Then we have sulfur from our oil processing, which also empty. There's still some traveling on the conveyor belts. We are using it for rubber and for fertilizer. So given that we will actually cut down on the coal power plant, which will reduce our exhaust emissions, we might need to actually import sulfur. So thinking ahead, I will... This coal mine, I'm not interested in that. I want to have a sulfur mine here. I'll start repair on the sulfur mine. Just in case we need it. Because I'm thinking a little ahead, and I think we're gonna need more sulfur. So maybe we can build a sulfur station here for importing. All right. First, uranium ore import. You can see it in the ship. You can see it in the storage. Nice and green, nice and radioactive. Welcome everyone, welcome to the stream. I see lots of new people coming in the chat. Sort of saying there was they wish if there was something to mine for scrap. That's interesting. Have like a scrap island full of scrap. That's interesting thing that we haven't considered. The slight issue with scrap is it kind of simplifies things, right? Like we usually tend to reward complexity. So the more complex things you do, the more kind of reward you're gonna get. But scrap is basically the easy way out, right? Making, for example, iron from scrap is just iron, scrap, and coal instead of doing more complex things. So that's a little tricky. Maybe as a reward, or maybe some kind of a contract or something else that to have some kind of pros and cons. All right. So crushed uranium ore is being done. Now we're waiting on the acid, which will require sulfur. And I wonder if I do not need the trucks for any of this. I wonder if we ever gonna get a single truck of sulfur. This guy, where are you going? Oh, we even have, yeah, our copper actually using lots of acid as well. I forget about copper. And this one might have a higher priority. P8. What is more important, copper or uranium? I think uranium is more important, honestly. Because it's power. Without power, there's no copper. So we gonna make this P7. And hopefully the next truck will come here. Yeah, hydrogen fluoride production makes a little bit of slag, so I'm just having a little storage here. One thing that I skipped over actually. Oh, it's actually working now. Where did they get sulfur? I think they imported by cars. I do not want to do that. I will disable trucks. Oh, actually I wanted to keep these paused. Yeah. Alright, so we have this. Now we need the hydrogen fluoride, which needs acid, which I think they delivered acid directly to the storage. Oh, that's one way. I guess. This storage is export. Oh, I see. I see. Well, actually, I do not want to import. I don't want to import here. I want to make it on site. I would prefer that. One thing I've skipped over, and also I haven't connected these guys, is waste. So there is some waste being made here, toxic slurry in fact. And toxic slurry is a nasty thing to deal with. And we are making, 18. You could say it's tempting to just dump it in the ocean, and 18 per month or per minute is not big of a deal. But I prefer to clean it up. So I've made a cleaning station here. So it takes toxic slurry, you need filter media and brine. You're going to recover some water actually, which is quite nice. And it's basically from the acid. And then you get lots of slag. But we're never going to need 108. We need like 18, right? So it's going to be, those numbers are heavily inflated. This station can filter way more than we need. So let me unpause that. And this is basically the factory that requires the filter media, that makes the filter media. And that's basically gravel, manufactured sand, and coal. And gravel is crushed rock. Manufactured sand is crushed gravel, so basically just rock. And coal, so I just import rock, import coal. And I have filter media, little storage here. I was thinking maybe we could export it or import it at some point. That's a little simple little thing. I put it here even though it's using, the coastal real estate, which is usually nice to use for something else, but I think it's all right. Right, so and the second big part of managing nuclear power plant is managing the water. If you run out of water and nuclear power plant is running at a high capacity, it can overheat and it can melt down and do a lot of damage, basically. You'll lose all the rods in the reactor, which I think they're already delivering by trucks, which again, I do not wish. Oh, they don't. It's just the bar is starting at 0. Yeah, we are very close actually to make fused uranium rod. We just need the hydrogen fluoride, which needs rocks out of all the things. Oh. Wait. Did I not connect rocks? Oh, that would be it. I'm missing rocks, see? Well, that's one little mistake I made. We are missing rocks. We're missing import of rocks. Oh, I want to make this road more clear so I don't build on it. Let me just quickly go through our notifications, which there are still some issues with the excavators here. Oh, they're done here. All right, let's start digging. digging the coal out. And we have out of coal. Cargo ship is low on fuel. Oh, another thing that we do not have is fuel for the ship. All right, so there's two things: rocks and fuel for the ship. That's fairly easy, I think. So for fuel for the ship, let's just do fuel storage. Should have put it probably here. It makes more sense. Maybe I can move this temporarily. I've also didn't connect this thing. Anyway, right. Storage would be right here. Diesel, import. And then large storage. Good thing about uranium is such a low throughput product. You don't need to worry about high turbo conveyor belts and anything like that. So that's all good. Now rocks. Where do we import rocks in this? Maybe just remove the storage. I mean, we can use these. And in the worst case, we can just ship it or convey it somewhere else. So I'm just gonna do rock. I put it on import, fairly high priority. Oh, sorry, not export, but import. Fairly high priority. And the connection is right at the other side, which I hope our ultimate transport pathfinder will help me find a way there. Which might not even be possible. Oh yes, I think it is possible. Ooh, that was a tough one. That was a tight one. I have to just to make sure that we have something for the future. I definitely don't need to right now, but I'm thinking about the next year. Maybe I can use Unity directly. All right, we have lots of designations here. Out of coal, out of iron ore. All right, I know about all that. Oh, our sand. This is like the beach we were trying to mine out. I'm just kind of keeping it for fun, basically. There's no real need of mining this sand. I'm just thinking maybe we can dig out just a little more. Just for fun. All right. This guy is stuck, as I predicted. Little maintenance run around the factory. What are these guys doing? Something is not right here. I believe there was this little bump. See? You wanna try it again? Oh, my game is paused. That's why. Why did I pause the game? All right, little maintenance run. Back to building. Brandon is asking if there's any future plan to use depleted uranium. Well, it is already being used. Depleted uranium can be reprocessed into more fuel for more advanced reactors. And in fact, it's right here. We can unlock in chemical plant. We can unlock this, and plutonium and depleted uranium can give us MOX fuel. That's already a thing. We also saw other things, maybe some military. Sometimes they use, depleted uranium shells and things like that. But we haven't, dipped our toes into military yet. And people are asking about military, and plans exist. However, priorities, right? We have to prioritize certain things. So military is lower on our priority list at this point, but eventually, hopefully, we're gonna get some better. You know, I mean, making ammunition for the ship and stuff, or some other things would be obvious things. You know, copper casings and some gunpowder. All of this makes total sense, but again, it was not a time. Right, you guys taking way longer than necessary because I was too conservative. I should have designated everything like I just did. I think this should be enough now to do it. Right, so back to the nuclear power plant. As I was mentioning, the second part of managing nuclear power plant, I guess the third part, the first is the input, second is the waste, and third one is the water. Water is important to have water, otherwise it's going to melt down, as I mentioned. If it melts down, you lose all the fuel in the reactor, and it's going to be expensive because it's, you know, it's could be 40 fuel, and you lose all of it. You're not going to get explosion per se, but you're going to get health penalty for some time for the radiation. So what is important? So I have built a big desalination complex here. I have 2 sets of 4 desalinators, and the reason I have exactly this number is that nuclear power plants don't like to have a variable demand. They make steam, and if you don't use the steam, they're gonna block, and that's a problem. So we have to always use all the steam regardless. So you can see that there's 96 steam. That's basically one block of these turbines. It can run all the way to 3x, so we can have 3 blocks in total. I have only 2 blocks here, and that's not a coincidence because one block is basically the desalination stage, right? Because you can see it takes 12, it goes times 4, 12 times 8, 96. So that's basically 1 times 96 goes to desalination, and other 2 times 96 go to 2 blocks of power plant. The thing is, desalination might get saturated. There's too much water. Let me actually unpause the desalination while we're talking about it. When you have too much water already present, maybe you're not using all the water, they're gonna get stuck and you're gonna get steam back up, and the nuclear power plant, again, that's a problem for nuclear power plant to get stuck. So what I have here is a clever system of priorities where our first priority steam output would go towards the desalination because first we need water out of, you know, of everything. Once that's full or saturated or we have more available, then we go to the other side. And then we have a second overflow, which prioritizes the turbines, and everything else will get vented. So basically, when this smokestack is venting steam, I know that the desalinations are not working 100%. At this point, I could build second, like some extra turbines, you know, things, but you know, turbines also don't like fluctuated inputs and outputs. They're not going to perform well, so I just opted to just vent it out once the 2 blocks are full. I've also disabled out of balance on turbines because there's no reason of not using the steam, because if they don't use the steam, they're going to be just vented. So, and I also need to make these power production, I guess P3 is okay, P3, P5. I will eventually make these coal ones lower. Maybe we can make them 10 and 6, 10 and 7, 10 and 8. So they're gonna be just our backup power at that point. This one has to always run. That's P1. Yeah. It's nice to have so much construction materials, right? I just unpause this and look at that. It's all being constructed in a fast pace. All right. I think it's time to build the core of our system. One more thing I want to mention about the nuclear power plants. If for some reason the main steam gets clogged, there is this emergency water input, which is still sideways. It's emergency water. And it's called cooling. And it's going to be used in case of emergencies to bypass the normal loop. And there's an extra output, and I'm directly venting it to the smokestack, as you can see. So that's basically prevent, again, one more thing to prevent it from overheating and melting down, which obviously we would definitely not want to happen. Oh, do I see our first fuel? Look at that. Our first rods, uranium rods being delivered. That's a beautiful moment. I saw this conveyor belt moving, which means only one thing and one thing only, and that means that our fuel being delivered. Yep, fuel is being delivered. Fantastic. Oh, now we have no area, huh? This is our rescue crew. No, I think they should probably continue here. I don't want to be risking any further hiccups. Probably all the way down. I want to clean that up, make sure it's all available, because our coal mine is getting really deep. And I feel we might need even more trucks, because now the trucks are spending so much time going up and down those serpentines. Yeah. Oh, there's actually one unupgraded truck. Who is it? This guy. You sir, get yourself an upgrade. I feel most of the excavators are busy. I think it's alright. We're gonna catch up. Yeah. Right, so now the interesting part is that everything is built, I believe. The fuel is in the reactor. By the way, this bar means it needs at least this amount of fuel to even start up. I will build a power plant as well behind it. So the only thing after that would be to kickstart it. And in order to kickstart it, we need to deliver some water, because you can see this little loop, right? So the nuclear power plant makes steam, which then uses it to make water. So it's a loop, steam and water loop. So either we need some steam or we need some water. And we could make, for example, electric boiler to initiate some of the... That might be an interesting idea, to have like a startup, kind of like a starter, like in a car, right? A little starter engine that helps to kickstart this loop. Or we can deliver some water with trucks. That's, I think, also a valid solution. I've already set up alerts here. So if this is ever empty, that's a big problem. If this is ever a little empty, that's also a problem. So yeah, our ship is doing a great job. Ooh, our asset is not doing too great a job. Did I not connect the asset? Ooh, that would be it. Folks, I'm sure many of you probably noticed way before me. But this is how the game goes. When something doesn't work, just see what doesn't work, do it. And thanks to the power of Unity, we have asset right away. That would help to make the production take forward. Yes. We have some... I probably shouldn't have this big storage here. That was a little crazy on my part. Should I make a smaller storage here? I think I want. I don't want that much of this chemical to be made. I was having big eyes. You know, when you have lots of materials, it's easy to just, you know, do everything the biggest. I think it's not necessary in this case because they really need such a little amount. Even me building 2 of them for sake of making sure there's space for future is a little excessive, but yeah, this is plenty. Plenty. Yeah, these guys, by the way, the enrichment plants, they need a lot of power. So if you are a little lighting icon, we are struggling to get power. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a capacity. That's our new power plant. That's not the consumption. So consumption. No, it's hovering. Yeah, we have sometimes when lots of machines kick in, we have not enough power. It's not that bad yet. All right. Is this now working properly? We get some ship weapons. Which, how is our sulfur mine doing? Let's deliver. Yeah, we got a lot of sulfur here, but I think that was at expense of not having sulfur anywhere else. Here is still okay. How about here? Yeah, here our fertilizer production is starved completely. Which I think is alright. What I also was thinking, we are making so much food. By the way, our food storages are full, as you can see. It's amazing, so much food. I was thinking to actually reducing fertilization for all farms. And before you say it, I think it would be nice to have a global or some kind of maybe area tool to do this for all farms, because I cannot copy paste because each farm is making different products. So I'll try to save on fertilizer by just using less. I think 80% is reasonable target for fertilization. It's a little bit above equilibrium, so we are still getting way more products out of the farms than without it. We'll see. Also, when I do changes like this, I love to look at the stats and see how the consumption and production is affected. We'll check that later. All right, let me see. There's some quick questions. Why is the liquid dump pipe size of tier 3 pipe, but it has only output of tier 1 pipe? That's how it is. It's just, this pipe is very special. It's very thick. Yeah, I think it just looks better to be a little thicker. If we could probably make like a tier 2 of this to make it way faster if people are thinking, but I think it's just a graphical thing. A little balance, right? We want to have use the real estate for dumping. If it was just one little building, it would be too easy to dump something in the ocean. This little mechanic there. Coal belt in the mine to save some fuel. Oh, but that's an idea. Well, I'm hoping to turn on the nuclear power plant to save coal and dismiss half of these guys. That's my ultimate plan. But yes, it would be interesting to make a little storage here and belt it up. Maybe like here in the corner would be a nice place for storage. Definitely a good idea. I should have done it a long time ago, probably, when I was struggling. For now, it's all right. Where are you trying to go? All right. We have nearly enough fuel to kickstart our uranium. Kickstart our nuclear power plant production. Something. Oh, the toxic is backed up. And that's because this is backed up. And that's because it needs brine. And brine needs... Oh, everything is in the loop, guys. Everything is in the loop. We need steam to make brine to clean the toxic slurry that is needed for this to continue. You know what? We are so close to make this threshold of 15. 16, I'm sorry. One more. Maybe I just unpause these guys because they're still not full of toxic slurry. Or, even better, I can make a prioritized dump, right? I can put the dump here. And make a... something like this and say priority goes to the cleaning. If for some reason we can't clean, we're gonna dump it. We can accept a little bit of pollution for sake of kickstarting this little production. Yeah. Oh, this one actually is not connected to the wrong side of plans. Yeah, okay. Never mind. Interesting idea, didn't work. Hey, this will for sure work, and we're gonna get a little bit of pollution, but I think our health is very, very good. Plus 12 total. So a little bit of pollution. The electricity, we had some water and electricity issues in the settlement, I see. Let me quickly check on that. We should set the camera position here. And by the way, if we do... What's the shortcut? Is it Shift 4? Control 4? Control 4? Yes. Control 4. And if you go somewhere else, you press 4. You're gonna get back to the location. Like, you know, like a good old RTS players, you can set up your, you know, base location. So maybe I should do that. Maybe nuclear power plant would be the next one. Would be 5. Control 5. So I can go from here to here. Immediately. Should have done it a long time ago. Yeah. Alright, so what's up with the water? Water is doing fine. What's up with electricity? Yeah. Maybe we can have it a little bit of a higher priority. Actually, maybe not. Alright, our sand is finally over. I think I'm probably okay with decommissioning this mine. I think I'm done with this. There's a little bit of extra sand. I don't think it's worth. It's not worth the trouble, right? Maybe here a little more. Be like this. But that's probably gonna be it. All right. Are we dumping toxic? Yep. That's that. And let's enrich uranium. One more fuel rod. Anthony's asking if we gonna add water physics like rivers. Well, to be honest, that's extremely complicated and CPU intensive. You know, we are already simulating, you know, thousands of products on conveyor belts and hundreds of vehicles pathfinding, and we're gonna add trains. I think rivers and water physics would be another major task, and they would have to come at expense of lots of other features. So I wish it would be really amazing to be able to do like water dams and physics and pumping and all that. It's really complicated, right? We need a team of way more than we are right now to be able to do something like that. And also, yeah, the CPU budget is really strict, right? You can't be computing too many things, otherwise it's not gonna have a smooth playthrough. And I'm still getting 60 FPS, by the way, on this factory, which I think is pretty cool, given how many things are moving and how many vehicles and everything. And it's still, we can still optimize even more, but we already optimized, like, I think compared to our first alpha version, we had like 3 waves of double the frame rate. Like 3 times we doubled it, which means, and then we added more things to obviously go back to the, you know, some reasonable numbers. But if you loaded this factory in our first Captain of Industry version, like this size, it would run like 1 FPS. It wouldn't totally not like any of that. It's a big difference. All right. Oh, okay. We have some fuel now. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna import some water here. And I wonder if there's even a storage that allows export of water. Well, I guess any storage that doesn't have any restrictions will obey. Eventually, I want to basically decommission or downsize these water chargers because they use coal to do the extraction, and I would rather be using nuclear power plant, nuclear steam to do that. Oh, they are bringing in water. Oh, I see. Yeah, eventually, I don't want that, but for now, thanks for bringing the water. Luis is asking if you can expect tier 4 pipes and belts in the future. That's a good question. I would say less likely, and the reason is we would rather have different modes of transportation for high throughput things, like trains, for example. One can argue that if you have a really big, for example, refinery or something, or even the water desalination, you need more than T3 pipe, and that's true. In fact, Tier 3 pipe is only good for 5 desalination stations. However, it feels that that's kind of part of the game, that you need to build more than 1 pipe sometimes, and if you really need higher throughput, then the answer would be use something else than pipes. However, it's not completely off the table. I'm not saying we rejected it. It just seems to be a little lower priority. I think belts would probably be a little harder, no, because we don't want to have, you know, belts so fast the products will be flying off in the corners. Like we don't think that too fast of a conveyor belts is realistic and look too good. So conveyor belts are less like so. However, pipes maybe could be an exception. There's a tier 4 pipes, not kind of mega pipe. Could be, but we'd rather see some other modes of transportation to be used. Right, you guys collapse your own sorting station. That's a great idea. Okay, we're actually running out of water in general in our factory. What I'm gonna also do, I will probably use this water and put it back into the loop somewhere so that we can prioritize the nuke water over. And also when we switch, we stop using this coal for most of the time, hopefully. All right, but we have plenty of water here. I think that's enough. So, and we have actually full fuel, nearly. So should we do it? Let's see. All right. All right, first steam coming off as expected to our desalination. That should hopefully kickstart production of water and stabilize. And this looks all good. Reactor is stable. Plenty of water to cool it down. For now, it's going down. And it better... Oh, I can see first water coming in. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Yep, I think we are water positive. I will make... Real quick, this pipe is actually unused currently. Yeah, that's fairly safe operation to do. And this is gonna be prioritized here. And here is gonna be basically the water for the rest of the factory, which I still have to figure out through where I'm gonna pipe it. I think this location seems like a reasonable place for a water pipe. Somewhere there. All right. So we are getting some first steam into turbines, but the turbines, they need more. So let's go more. So by the way, the reactor heat, when you stop delivering water, the reactor will keep heating until it hits this red, which is the start of the problems. But when it hits over this bar, 100%, that meltdown is gonna occur. But maybe we do 3x. Let's do it. Yeah, and then the closer you are to the red bar, the closer you are to the less of a, I guess, less buffer there is, right, to prevent meltdown. There's no automatic power control at this point. So I'm just monitoring this. I'm making sure all the steam is being used up. 288 steam, by the way, produced by the reactor, which is good for tier 3 pipe, but not good for tier 2 pipes. So you absolutely need to use tier 3 pipes everywhere. And we are getting some turbines. Even the smokestack is venting, which means our water is saturated. That doesn't... Oh, there's some brine issue here. I probably did not connect the brine properly, which is... Oh yeah, I've connected the water here instead of brine. That would be a mistake. Good thing this was caught quickly. This could have been disaster. That's just because of the smokestack. Because before those storages are full of water, I should not see this venting. Otherwise, something is not right. This is basically my signal, my beacon, that something is not right. These are working fine. Okay, so it was just the top half. All right. I think also I think we might need more than one, because this has 2 tier 3 pipes in. This is 1 tier 3 pipe out, so we can see it's storing. So we can use some extra water. Where to connect it though? I would love to have a priority splitter here to prioritize water from the nuke over the water from here somehow. Not sure that's possible. Yeah. Oh. Cool. Fortunately, we still have some room to expand here. I would hope that our coal consumption is going to fall drastically once all this is running. Right, you can see that the reactor is full throttle. You can still see venting, which is not ideal. Which means, oh, okay, there's a flipped pipe right here. That would be another mistake. I should never see this window lit up. It also has some kind of alerts. So, you know, when, you know, I use a smokestack as a beacon, but it would be nice to have like some kind of warning. Like if this smokestack was running, I could have a notification or something, or maybe some other way of notifying me other than seeing it. This can be destroyed, I think. Started saying I should have the depleted steam going to the smokestack as a backup in case these towers are filled. I think they should never fill because they are prioritized here as a water input. So the loop's gonna go first. It's gonna take water from the cooling and then from the storage. So this should never get, the cooling tower should never get backed up. If they ever do, that's a mistake on my part. So I think I should not need any thing. Because this loop is water negative, right? The nuke power plant is using more water. Right, well, I think this works very well. Are we not using the power, or why are these guys not running? I'm a little confused now. Is it too sunny to use any power? These are running. Oh, they have P2. Definitely don't do P2. P6. Oh, I was changing the priority of on here on the production. Oh, that was my bad. P6, P7. 6, P8. P7. 9. Yeah, all these should be out of balancing. Yeah. Okay, okay. So now I should see all these turning. I think it doesn't really matter. Which ones are these? Okay. Still don't see a beacon of the steam of shame lighting up. Yeah, this is great. So here, I'm gonna take the... It's so complicated here. I'm gonna take the excess water. But I need 2 pipes of tier 3. And priority goes towards the nuke. However, non-priority will go... Yeah, non-priority will go across the bridge, which we're gonna establish maybe somewhere here. In here. It's a pipe. I think I'm gonna take the back route. Behind all the storages, behind everything. All the way. Oh no, there's not a single empty slot here. All right, that's an interesting problem to have. In such case, we can maybe use this one. Yes. How to maybe connect it here? That would work, I think. And then the priority is... Ooh, we already have priority from some back loop here. Oh, this is priority out. Okay, priority in. No, this one. Wait, what? This one. Yes. Yes. So priority in will be here. And that should ensure that these desalination stations will get some relief. Hopefully. The only difference is that water towards here is not coming from there. Yeah, our water setup needs maybe little updates. This will help a little bit, for sure. But it might not help all that much. Okay, so this is going to the storage directly. Maybe if I flip this pipe. No, it's not going to work well. Basically, what I'm trying to do here, I have another priority here. And connect some alternative, maybe from here. This pipe is getting a little out of hand, just little, you know. Maybe close your eyes if you don't like a little bit of pipe work. Well, eventually. This is gonna be a priority in and priority out. This is going just back to the storage. There's a little water loop there. It's alright. So basically this water from the nuke can supply both branches as necessary. We will see how this is gonna end up helping with this desalination. All right, is it still doing well? Still doing well. Full of water. Full of water. And here I would like to make another shortcut for the water. Actually, maybe not, because this is actually gonna be mostly decommissioned. In fact, I can maybe go as far as disabling or pausing one block for now. Not this one though. Secret project. Doing pretty well. Keep digging. Perhaps not as deep into the mountain. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. No need to go that deep. Sometimes it's a little hard to judge how deep it is. We are already minus 50. which I think is deeper than our coal mine, or roughly the same. Oh yeah. And this coal mine is actually as deep as here. Imagine having a tunnel here, that'd be cool. If you could build a tunnel right from the coal mine to here. That'd be a little shortcut. That'd be cool. Anybody knows how to program, shoot us an email if you want to have a work on tunnels with our team. We are hiring. Always looking for good people. Can whip up some good code. All right. Ship has no orders, but we also, I believe, upgraded our weapons. Oh, where's ship? Oh. The silver mine. All right. Upgrade it just for potential future needs. Definitely don't need iron ore here. The bricks also. Silicon wafer. Yeah. Alright, so maybe they finally dumped enough here so that I can connect this road nicely. And they're going through here. Box, this is not what I intended. Yeah, barrier, that's right. I'm gonna put some barriers here. Maybe just this. That'll teach you. Maybe we can put it somewhere here as well. They do need to come here though, so that's allowed. Even put a little ending here in the corner, and you can all do it. Our furniture. Furniture's not doing too good. I guess we're getting more and more people. Guess what? Our amazing tellable design. I believe maybe we might need more glass. Actually, this was already tier 2. No, it was not. All right, I'm still monitoring the power plant. It's still doing good. Which means that we solve all our power crisis now. This is done. Should we make the second nuke as a backup? I think there's no need. We don't need extra power whatsoever at this point. All right, so let's look at some statistics. So first, we talked about fertilizer before. We were using too much. So you can see we went from 2K per year to 1K. So by putting down fertilization by 20%, we halved our fertilizer consumption, which that's usually how it is, right? The more you over fertilize, the less efficient it gets. It works like that. So I'm very happy to see that, which means we are full on fertilizer. Beautiful. Which means those machines are backed up, which means sulfur is backed up. And we probably do not need to import sulfur then. Maybe that was it. All right. Sulfur mine loading cargo. Was it here? No, there was a uranium mine. Sulfur mine was here. We might not need the sulfur mine. But that's alright, we're gonna repair it anyway. Yeah, ship is bringing uranium. We are having almost full storage here. Full storage of, yeah, everything is looking perfect. Okay, so we already have 20% of depleted uranium stored up. So this will definitely run out at some point, the storage space, I mean. Can do a little bit of a extra storage. Be like this. This would be a nice position, huh? This little steel storage is in a way. Can be moved. Well, unpause this. Will last for a little bit. And we already have 57 spent fuel, which means that if you go to our research tree, we need 200 to be able to do the advanced nuclear reactor, which is great. I think the order of operation would be first we need to build data center. Maybe it's going to be the next stream. And after data center, we might need to upgrade our nuclear power plant to basically get rid of the depleted uranium. Because that's eventually going to fill up our storages. That's not yet fully automated. I can just walk away right now and let it work. For multiple reasons. I mean, the mines are probably the biggest reason. Eventually, though, it is possible to achieve fully sustainable settlement with no mines or no expansions needed. Okay, we are maybe a third of the way down, let's say. This is our office. Very nice office space. Captain's office. Oh, our Unity is not doing too great. What is missing? Household goods are missing, and something with water. I could have used my key. I always forget to use it. Water is fine. Maybe it ran out in the past a little bit. Not entirely sure. The household goods are running out. That's for sure. I know that. Well, I believe this might be because of the household goods. Because household goods are not providing the bonus. Let's make sure that household goods are producing 100%. Oh, I think that's actually no longer the case because of the output conveyor belts. In fact, let's check the amounts. Household goods. Settlement need is 70. 70, that's quite a bit actually. 70. We are making 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, barely. I might need a 10th machine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. I can do 10th machine or I can upgrade to assembly 3, which is probably easier. Just do 2 upgrades. This will definitely put a little strain on the wood supply. Which I hope we are mining enough wood. Let's check our forests. Forest looks pretty healthy. I think we are still having lots of grown trees. I can even switch to 100% cutting. Let's take a look at tree harvester. want to check all of them. That's going to be done through here. All right. All of them are loading. I think they need more trucks. Where's this guy? All right, here. Let's give them four trucks each. Just to make sure that wood is not an issue. You can also see there's lots of wood here. Given the wood consumption, it would be nice to have, let's say, a train that delivers wood from here to all the way to there. Some issue with excess steam here. Oh, we have messed up something with the water priority here, I'm sure. Yeah. We have too much water. Honestly, I don't really mind that. I wonder... This is just a way of getting rid of excess steam, which is actually getting rid of some extra products from the refinery. I'm not sure if it's safe to disable. Maybe we can build more pipes. Just because we can. The priority in as well. Gonna help to distribute the water. All right. Well, our nuke was running for a while now. I wonder how is our coal plots. I'm really curious about coal consumption. So in the per year basis, we went from 5,000 to 5.2 to 3.5. That seems to be decreased. Let's see if they can last. I'm also looking at these boilers, which are running from time to time. I think it's connecting, for example, refinery to the new power plant. It's also a little problematic because of the variable steam need. Yeah, it's a pollution for them as well. Fortunately, we could also start filtering stuff. I just currently try to minimize my coal. Actually, given that we have extra power, we could start switching into arc furnaces. Is that true? Oh, we don't have... Yeah, we don't have the tier 2 yet. How far is that along? Oh, it's here. It's in my queue. It's gonna take a while. Maybe we don't need to do CO2 recycling. Medical supplies also currently unnecessary. Yeah, let's do arc furnaces next. After data centers. And to speed up the research, the only way is to upgrade all these. Which will need more computing, which we will just do by copy pasting some data centers or mainframe computers for now. This is doing 8. This one requires 4. I think it should be alright. We can unity build that because we are... Actually, we are not rich. I was about to say I always used to being unity rich. We are definitely not unity rich, but it's recovering now. Because the household goods were recovered. I would like to have a little more unity. I think it's because of the new mine. I think the new uranium mine. I don't think, yeah, we don't need 36. 18 is plenty. Oh, and our oil rig is depleted. Well, that means only one thing. We might need to activate a new oil rig. We have one ready. Maybe we can run it on 1x. Yeah. Right, this one is completely depleted. I think I'm jumping in the wrong height here. I just noticed. Please fix this. Looking not too good. It's all doing great. I think actually it's full of gold. We're not using the gold. Ah, these guys are done. All right. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's all great work. Well, just looking at it, we again run out of another layer of coal mine, which is insane. It's a little insane to me, at least. Maybe we can need to dig a little more. This little table can be used up as well, I think. Maybe this one. This one for sure. Oop, this was not what I wanted. Wrong depth. So it should have been straight. Yeah. Scraping a few last bits of coal here and there. I'm really hoping that the coal demand will go down. But looking at the refinery, I wish we had a little better solution here, supplying steam. The easiest would be to actually use electricity, to use electric boilers as the backup. But they are really expensive in terms of reheating water. So lots of options, definitely lots of options. If I look at electric boiler, it uses 8 megawatts to give 24 steam. So that's half of the normal boiler. So 16 megawatts per boiler. 16 megawatts is basically one of these generators, a little less. So yeah, that would, if we activate a second nuke, that would be basically that. So from 96 steam, we make 30. From 96 steam, we can make Yeah, I think from 96 steam we make roughly 4 of these, which make 24, less than 4. Okay, so it's a little less than that, right? This is the ideal conversion. Okay, so it's not that bad actually. It's not that bad, right? So we have 15 megawatts times 2. It's 30 megawatts. And this is using 8. 30 divided by 8. 3.75 times 24. So we will make 90 steam from 96. Am I doing it right? Is it really not that bad? The electric boiler? The reason I'm computing this because it's been like 3 years since we balanced this and made this work. So I know for sure it's not, it's not net positive. You're losing something in the process, but I'm not sure how much. So if it's really losing that little, it's really tempting to really switch to electric boilers and screw all the coal. Okay, let's build a second. I want to build the next block. Can I build it here? I think so. I think it fits. Someone in the YouTube chat, I cannot pronounce his name because it's in Cyrillic, saying that the game is mind-blowing. Thanks. It is quite deep, right? Lots of options everywhere, and I can see people can get overwhelmed easily. So his name is Daniel. Okay, Daniel is saying that likes the game. Thanks, Daniel. I wish I could read that alphabet, but I can't. Now this all should be probably flipped because the nuke has output on the other side, right? So, boom, done. How awesome is that? And there's still a little space for potential road here if we need the road. And here we don't need the output for steam, so this is just gonna be pure... It's pure profit. Steam all the way. Yeah. Just like that, 3 blocks. I like it. Let's do it. Yeah, and if this can remove all my coal boilers, if I'm making the math right, I would gladly replace it. If I'm not making the math right, I'm sure you guys let me know, but I'm pretty sure that this is not as bad as it seemed like it. It is using 8 megawatts power, but the generator is making 15. And we are 2, so it's 30. So it's 2.75. Yeah, I have it still here. So that's that seems like a plan. And even if it's worse than that, I think it's still worth the not mining the coal basically, and just getting rid of the coal. Except we need the coal for graphite for now. Eventually, I would love to make graphite from CO2, which we have right here, I believe. This is ready for it. We don't have research yet. So eventually, we'll finish this amazing food build, which making all the food in the world in this little row. And I think something is being stuck here. Digesters are not digesting fast enough. All right, let's What are we getting here? Oh, meat trimmings. Lots of meat trimmings. Somebody was saying that we might need a digester tier 2 to make it a little faster. Yeah, digesting is slow, and that's on purpose. I mean, slow, you know, changing biomass, it takes time. Composting is, it's kind of realistic, but I can see that you might not want to be spamming many machines. So that's understandable. These are not supposed to be serviced by you. Thank you very much for trying. And we even have a little bit of sulfur left, which tells me that the reduction of the fertilizer was a good call, basically. That was great. Yeah, it's getting constructed. I'm so glad we have this construction material big mall. It's been doing so great, so much throughput and extensibility. I can even take a look at construction parts 3 are usually the bottleneck at this stage, and we can look at the production and consumption. Yeah, it's been, yeah, in this like a drop usually we don't need as many constructed things, so it's just idle. But when it's not idle, it's 360 per year, which is pretty solid. I'm running on 2x speed, by the way, so everything feels a little faster because I want those live streams to kind of move a little faster along. If you're playing at home, I think 1x speed at this point is pretty fine. Lots of things happening, easier to get, you know, a little busy with stuff. I think this is also done. I think I'm done with this end. I no longer care about any of this. Not worth it. Which means unassign all this. And just let it go. Now we have some extra excavators, which interestingly enough, normally I would put them in coal mine, but now knowing that coal is being mostly retired from lots of places. The furnace still needs quite a bit, but power plant doesn't have it. Hopefully oil will soon no longer need it. I'm tempting to just maybe just the crew that is, yeah, the surfacing crew. We don't need any more than that. I still have some vehicle limit available actually. Let's make a dump truck. All right, and here we go. Reactor number 2. And let's just fire it up. Full throttle. You can see how it's being lit. So this light actually shows the power. So the indicator, the bluer it is, the more power you have. Oh, and now here, actually, we don't have any... Right, so if these get... Yeah, they don't have out of balance, so we can be wasting a lot of steam at this point because they're not going to be used. So... And also, we didn't copy-paste this bit properly. Exit real quick. Oh, and the water in the back. That's right. That's right. Let's fix that as well. Is it enough to have it like this? Let's see. It is 72 times 5. Oh, we're not typing. 72. Oh. Times 5. 360. That is, my friends, not enough. Oh, it is. 450. There is actually enough. But we need to do a bunch of upgrades here. make sure. Yes. That should be enough to remove all the water. I was thinking about T2 pipes when I was saying tier 2 has only 200, so definitely not enough. Tier 3 should be enough. So we should stop seeing those warnings momentarily. And that is another block, I think. Which means I can happily decommission all this. And I think even the power plant doesn't need to be there. Now there's a weird loop that excess steam will go to the power plant, but basically the coal will be fueling the power plant. So this is kind of like a coal power plant a little bit as well. So let me remove all this. It's so nice to be removing those things that no longer needed. I think we don't need this. I hope. Am I brave enough to remove it? I think so. The worst case, we're just gonna vent it out if there's any excess. I'm holding control, by the way, when I'm deleting, which means it automatically uses Unity, which I don't have too much actually. I basically run out of Unity doing that. But it makes it immediate, which is way more satisfying. And this pipe, oh yes, I can probably even put a boiler here. Cool thing about electric boiler also is that it needs no inputs other than water, making it so easy to connect and use. Let me redo this a little bit. Where was my water pipe? Was it this one? Yes. Oh, we have so many of these coal guys, even here, right? Oh no, this is actually for biomass and animal feed. Do we ever need this? I don't think so. No, I think we don't need that. And if we do, we're gonna build it somewhere else. I don't like it here. So much cleanup. So good. Alright, let's grab the water pipe. What is this water pipe for? Oh, that was the return water for the... We also don't need that, actually. It's all gone. This connector can also be removed. Yeah, now water, I believe is, let's make it tier 2. Can come in here. Oh, there's another connector here. All right. This pipe, I believe, can also go. All right, and I think, oh, this is tier 3 pipe. Actually, I wanted just tier 2. Not that it matters, but tier 2 pipe. Let's grab a tier 2 pipe. And how this works is basically this this balancer has non-prioritized input, the only one. Only one is from here, which is going to be the electric boilers. I will put maybe 4 of them. Which actually, yeah, this team should be tier 2 pipe for good measures. This one actually could have been just tier 1, yeah. And just like that. But there is always a plenty. I think we have some unity to build a little bit of these. Maybe the first one would be nice to do, yeah. All right. Hello, hello. Some new people coming in. Some new spammers on the Twitch chat. Thank you very much. We'll have a ban and leave. Getting more and more spammers on Twitch chat doesn't mean that we're getting more popular with those broadcasts, or is it just spammers are more aggressive? I like to think of the popularity must be the reason, right? But surely that's why they care about. Kopai is saying that the blue color is a sharing of radiation in the reactor, and that's exactly true. That's how we modeled it, to have it interesting. When we first made the model, people were quite unhappy of kind of having a glass dome above the reactor, showing the reaction. And you know, in real world, obviously you would not want to have a glass above the reactor. You want to have a big concrete bunker around. However, big concrete bunker we felt is not as exciting, as satisfying, and doesn't show you the progress, doesn't show you the power. So we decided to go a little bit of a sci-fi here and build some glass ceiling, just so you can see inside what's going on. And I think it's looking great. It's obviously slight step from reality, but also, you know, we are not here to simulate the reality one-to-one. We are making a good game, so sometimes compromises have to be done. This is one of them. I'm just making sure. The cool thing is that Steam is being used by these, and I'm hoping to use them less and less. Yes, there are lots of them are full of water. So you have waterfall, waterfall, waterfall. That's perfect. Waterfall. Yeah, lots of them are full of water. It's exactly what I wanted. So which means that we are getting a lot of water this way. See here, I wish I could have tier 4 pipe, because I think this pipe could have be supplying more. We are getting a little overfill here, because obviously the nukes don't use the whole tier 3 pipes. Ooh, talking about how much they use. Why is this not being full? Oh yeah, 288 times 2. It's 576, okay, but we are getting a little bit in return. we are getting 72 times 5. Minus 72 times 5. 216 water should be... Oh, but... Oh, I see. Right, but there's this one pipe. This is the bottleneck, right, basically. All right. So the solution is to connect 2 pipes to storage. That should actually... I'm so glad for the warnings. Without the warnings, it might have been a little disastrous to figure out that our nuclear power plants are out of water. Now it should be filling up, and it is, in fact. Should also probably... Yeah, we're using 216 water for the both nukes, which is definitely enough for tier 3 pipe. All right. Yeah, the modern reactors are actually having completely different designs than the old ones, and they are... It's possible to design kind of a meltdown-proof reactor. We were reading a lot of papers, a lot of things for when we were designing this. And for example, you know, when the reactors using molten salt, they have like something called freeze plug, where they have the core fuel is actually molten salt, and it is held. There's like a freezing pipe which has a frozen plug, and when the power goes down for any reason and the reactor is uncontrollable, or gets too hot or anything else, the frozen thing will melt down and the reactor liquid gets dumped into storage and the reaction stops. So without human intervention, it should kind of extinguish itself, and it should be safe. So that's, you know, nothing like the old reactors which you just get melted down and you get explosion, things like that. Even Fukushima reactor was quite old and had problems when the pumps stop. The reactor would overheat even if it's shut down, which was the problem there, right? Because they couldn't keep the pumps pumping even after the reactor was shut down because the fuel was still too hot in the reactor. It didn't stop the reaction on its own. So, and we're gonna get there. Believe it or not, we did all this research for the game, and here it is, the fast breeder reactor that is doing exactly that, and it is actually meltdown proof even in this game. You will lose the fuel, you lose the core fuel and blackened fuel, but you will not get the nasty radioactive pollution affecting your people. So it's actually fairly close modeling by the reality. Yeah, should I build the reactor for the stream? Nah, you're not doing that. You're gonna build the rocket. That's the plan. Where are the rockets? Right here. Eventually. All right. This mine is done. I'm not sure what you guys should do. Maybe we can help with the coal. There's lots of coal here, and it is quite a bit of overburden. Not too big actually, quite not that bad. So let's have you remove some of that. I'm not sure how far it goes. No, not here exactly. Yeah. And not here. Here. Yep. Remove that. Oops. Meant to rotate the camera. And then I need to readjust. And also, when they encounter any coal, I want them to use the coal sorter instead. That was actually not the right storage box. Yep, so these were gonna work on the overburden, and these are gonna hopefully get the juicy coal. Which again, we are out. What's our coal doing? Coal consumption. Is it going down? It is going down. Our peak was around 5,000. Now we are around, you know, maybe 2.5. Maybe if you close your eyes a little bit, maybe half coal usage. That's pretty significant. And we have data center. It's fantastic. I think that's going to be the theme for the next stream. And maybe while we work on data centers, when the arc furnaces unlock, it'll be great to redo and use electricity instead of coal for all the furnaces. I wonder if we have to rebuild everything. We probably do, but that shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I would really love to get rid of coal in all the smelting and just use it for very niche things. Because this hole is getting quite ridiculous. How about this guy? Oh, you are unhappy about your situation, or are you blocked yourself in? What happened? Okay, you go back home. Oh yeah, electric boiler has. Yeah, that's on kind of. Oh, I see. That's not on purpose. You're right. I'm missing a little connection here. Yeah, these boilers are actually full of steam and not producing, which is a great sign. So the priority working properly. And hopefully all these excess boilers still have room. Very nice. And we have no warnings. I think this is a fantastic time to end the stream today. Captain Boba sleeping the entire stream again. Enjoying the heated blanket under the towel secretly. It's like sunbathing but without the sun. I think that the heat is what she likes, right? Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, search, calculation of search, that's a thing. We should do a better job of explaining that you can do Control F and then 5 times 8. Very handy when you're doing computations. Yeah, this is our build for today. I think it's working pretty well. We are ready for future expansion if we ever need to double our nuclear production. And next time, I think we'll do the data centers. So, thanks again for joining in. And I'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye.